on to the next thing, the Heroes Off collab, because I've already seen some clips floating around, like one particular one where Rai said that I was a lightweight. So yeah, the Heroes Off collab happened. I'm going to tell you a bit about what went on pre and then post, because you already heard about what Rai said about me because we went to dinner afterwards. Yeah, that happened. But pre, I'll start with pre because that was really cool too. You guys don't know this. Maybe some of the livers mentioned it. I actually got to talk to a few of them. It was so great. It was so cool. It was so cool. I got to talk to people, guys. Literally, it was Passion Nihongo combined with English. So what I would do is I basically would have DeepL on my phone. For those that don't know, DeepL is like a translation app. So if I ever wanted to ask them something, or if they would say something to me and I knew how to respond to it, but I didn't know what to say, I would just type the English translation into DeepL and then speak it, because I have no problem pronouncing Japanese words. So I would just do that. And if I knew how to respond, then I would respond as best as I could. So it really helped. I definitely have a better idea of like structure, syntax, and everything like that. I just lacked the vocabulary, and it really lit a fire under my ass. I was like, oh geez, I need to study more. So I'm back on my katakana grind, and I'm back to talking to that AI. I'm realizing that I think the most effective way to study using the AI is, rather than having a conversation with the AI and then responding in the Japanese that I know, I think it's better to respond in English and then read the translation of what I'm saying and then go, okay, so that's how I say this. I think it makes more sense to study that way. Maybe you guys would disagree. Maybe you guys would agree. Bri said you were mad at the translator? Oh, yeah. So basically what happened is I clowned on the studying apps. I clowned on them and said, yeah, they often don't teach you useful words. And when I said that, I was talking to Ittetsu-san and Usami, and they just were laughing. Like, they were kind of the ones I was talking to the most in the beginning. And also Rusan, because he was sitting next to me as well. Like, we were kind of all sitting next to each other. So I just had them laughing up a storm, because I'm just reading out like what I'm translating. And it was great. Yes, Koyanagi-san. Yeah, no, they were great. They were fantastic. It was so fun talking to them. Pretty much, it was kind of us relaying Passion English and Passion Japanese to one another. They would ask me like, oh man, trying to think of our conversations, but I remember being asked by Ittetsu, who are your favorite streamers? Do you watch any like streamers in America, you know, that aren't in NIJISANJI? And I was like, hi, okiniri no, what is it? I'm trying to think of the word streamer, but pretty much I tried to respond in as best Japanese as I could, telling them my favorite streamers, and I asked them what kind of games they like to watch, and I learned so much about them. You know, some of them like to watch competitive games. It's just so funny, and they're like, oh, who are some popular streamers in America? And I was just like, oh, XQC this, and they were just like, oh, XQC, you know. I was like, do you know or aisho speed wa shitemasu ka? You know, just that kind of thing. And they were like, aisho speed, you know, just, it was great. It was just, we had so many interactions because that was how we were talking. I genuinely wish I could get my manager like on stream, because like they were the ones that were kind of laughing and reacting to a lot of our interactions. Just like, it was just probably so funny seeing us communicate. Like, I almost wish that was on stream, the Passion Japanese and Passion Nihongo, because it was literally both of us trying to talk to each other. And if we recognize the word, we would go, oh, you know, like, it's like, what are your favorite games? And they would ask me, what's your favorite game? And I'd go, Dorakue. And they were like, Dorakue, watashi mo, you know. And it was me too. It was just us kind of going back and forth. Like, that was genuinely how the conversation went for the most part. It was like, oh, you know, like, oh my gosh, like I recognize that word. I like that too. And it was just going back and forth. What's your favorite game? What's your favorite streamers? Do you know this? Do you know that? You know, I had bought some Dragon Quest memorabilia. I'm actually going to show you guys some of them on the Handcam stream later this week. But I had like some Dragon Quest stuff on, and I was able to show it to Rai because I know that Rai likes Dragon Quest. He's actually been playing it, kind of been inspiring me. I'm like, man, maybe I should play Dragon Quest on stream. But I got to show him my Dragon Quest gloves, and he's just like, oh, Sadaima, you know, just, and it's so great because I'm realizing just how far my studying is going, because it's like I recognize one or two words, and then I can kind of use context clues to pick up the rest of the sentence and like what they're saying. So that was generally how our interactions went. It was just back and forth, you know, I'm saying this. If I don't know what I'm going to say next, then I'll just, you know, look it up. So I'm just like, oh yeah, I've been studying with a translator app. And they're like, oh, you know, Usami was complimenting me on my pronunciation. He was like, your pronunciation is very good. And I'm just like, oh, thank you. Hontoni arigatou gozaimasu. Demo, and then I like read out, yeah, translators often don't teach you very many useful words, and they just like were crying laughing. They like, I had them on the floor, dude. It was great. They're so wonderful to talk to. Genuinely, they are so wonderful. I've been seeing so much art on the TL too, like especially after finally meeting Usami in person. I've seen so much art of us together. Like I didn't realize how much there was. Like I was like, people draw us together a lot, like action shots, you know, or just us just vibing. And I'm like, I wonder what that's about, because I'm like, Usami's pretty cool, you know. Like it's so cool how often we're drawn together. So I'm like, that's pretty neat. And finally meeting them, it's just like, wow. Like Usami has so much to say, complimenting me on my pronunciation. You know, Ittetsu was like, you know, I'm really impressed with your studying. Like, just so many compliments, and it was so great. The other thing that made it really nice too, and that was another like really cool conversation, was us being at the studio together. And you know, for the candy section, so Wilson and I had to bring, you know, candy. Obviously, he brought candy from Canada, and I brought candy from America, and they had candy prepared in Japan as well, and we kind of had to guess, you know, which one was from which. So towards the end, funnily enough, I actually bought way too much candy. I bought this pack of 30 lollipops from this brand that I really like. I won't say what it is for multiple reasons, but I bought this 30 pack of lollipops. I thought that they were going to be used, but my manager was just like, yeah, no, lollipops are too hard. I can't cut them. And I'm like, I didn't know what kind of candy you needed. I just got whatever. So I had like a bunch of lollipops left over, and I was able to walk around and hand them out to the staff and also to the other heroes. And it was so cool walking around and being like, sumimasen, lollipopu desu. Kimi wa hoshii desu ka? Or something like that. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was able to hand them out to the staff in the studio that were working at the time, and also to the heroes. I don't remember how to say flavor, but I just kind of said okiniri wa butterscotch, and they were like, oh, butterscotch, you know. And then they were able to grab them. And, you know, American candy is so sweet. So when I gave them to the heroes, like one reaction that I remember intently was Ittetsu-san. He grabbed one of, I can't remember what flavor he grabbed, because there was vanilla, chocolate, butterscotch, and latte. And I can't remember what flavor he grabbed, but he grabbed one, and then he like unwrapped it, started like, you know, consuming it, started eating it, and he was just like, oh, uma! And I was like, yes! And everyone's reaction, all the heroes were like, these are so good, so sweet. I was like, like it just made me so happy, dude. Like it was just great. It was great. I was like, wow, you know? And what made me really happy too is that when they said that, I literally was like, yokatta. Like, yokatta. Like, it's so great knowing words. It's honestly so powerful. Communication and knowing languages. It just really inspired me to want to learn more, because I'm like, I feel like I've got a good grasp of the language now. But it was really fun. Like pre the stream, you guys couldn't see any of that, but it was so much fun. It was so much fun talking to them. I really felt like I could actually talk to them. Like in the beginning, it was a bit nerve-wracking because I wasn't sure, but it worked out, you know? Like being able to see Ittetsu and Rai again, I was like, hisashiburi! And I don't know what was being said, but I can generally, you know, get like the gist of it. Like Koyanagi-san was like, hisashiburi, and Ittetsu was like, and then I'm pretty sure he said it all in Japanese, but I'm pretty sure he was explaining that we saw each other during the telephone game the last time, and it was like, oh yeah, you know, and it was just so great. It was so great. I want to study more so that I can collab with them one-on-one, you know, or just like in groups on stream instead of like having to wait until we get in person. But being in person was a nice thing. I think it really opened up my eyes to a lot of possibilities, and it made me realize like if I can talk to them in person, of course I can talk to them over Discord, especially once I learn the language better. That was so much fun. It was great. I'm very, very, very satisfied. It was a very fun time. So on to the after party, or I say after party, but it was dinner. So we went to dinner afterwards, and I know that I can talk about this because Rai-san talked about it. Yeah, we were drinking. So the place we went to, I'm just gonna be straight up with y'all. They had some fire umeshu, and genuinely the lemon sour they had was probably the best I'd ever had in my life. Probably the best I had in my life. And Wilson was like, "Tell him you're a lightweight. Tell him you're a lightweight." And I was like, tsuyoi. 私は強い. Totemo tsuyoi. Totemo was like my word of the day, by the way. That was like my favorite word ever. I was just saying totemo a lot. Totemo tsuki, totemo tsuyoi. I was just using that word a bunch. So like Wilson was like, "Tell them you're a lightweight." And I was like, tsuyoi. Yeah, watashi wa tsuyoi. But no, I told him the truth. I let him know. I was like, yeah, I'm a lightweight. But I didn't really get to tell them the details. I didn't want to tell them, like, I just have a fast metabolism. I think I did say that, actually. I don't remember. But it was really funny, like, letting them know. Because as Rai-san said in his clip, you know, we were talking about having a drinking stream. And I was like, let's drink on stream. I would love that. Let's do it, you know? So I saw the clip. I'm like, I hope he's taking me seriously. I'm ready to do it. I'm 100% down. Please, let's do one. Also, something else that happened in the party that I'm kind of like points right, points left about. It was kind of crazy. With the seating arrangements, I ended up sitting next to Hoshirube-san. And this had me a bit like nervous because I was kind of nervous. I was like trying to talk to him throughout the entire thing because like we were sitting next to each other. So obviously I want to like, you know, be polite, but I didn't like know what to say. And I was like so nervous. So I got to ask him. I was just like, what is your favorite drink? He said sparkling wine. And I was like, I like umeshu. Guys, I was so nervous. What I meant to say was, I should try that sometime. I translated it in DeepL, and I was gonna say, I should try that sometime. And I think Claude was sitting next to me. Claude was to my right, and Hoshirube-san was to my left. I showed Claude. Claude saw my translation, and I showed him, and he changed it. I think he changed it to something else. Because instead of saying, I should try that sometime, you know, implying like, I'll try it again at some point, or maybe I'll get it tonight, I think he changed it so that instead of asking that, I could ask, can I try? Can I try it? So I said that to Hoshirube-san, and Hoshirube was like, I can't remember what he said, but he like handed me the drink, and he was like, "You want to try?" And I was like, "Huh? Hontoni?" He was like, dozo. And I was like, fuck! So I took his drink! And I had some, and I was like, what do I do with this information? What do I do? I lost my shit, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I was nervous. I write the indirect kiss, right? I was like, holy shit, dude. The sparkling wine was good. So yeah, that happened. But everyone was kind of just bawling. It was a really nice time. It was nice talking to everyone. Everything was just great. I was just happy. I was just happy. It was a really nice time talking to everyone. I was like, man, I wanna do a drinking stream with Rai, you know. Gotta let him know the truth. I don't know if that's actually what he did though. But everybody's just so great. Everybody's so great. The dinner after it was great. Imagine Claude did nothing. I mean, hey, it's possible. Who knows? Maybe I said what I said, and then Hoshirube would just took it the way that he did it. And he was like, "Here, you want to try?" You know? So maybe that was just all Hoshirube. Maybe Claude didn't troll me. Who knows? Maybe Claude didn't troll me. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Drinking stream with JP Heroes. Let's go. Hey, maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll happen. I certainly want it to happen. I think if I learn more Japanese, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. So how did you like meeting your JP wave mates? Oh, you know what? Meeting the rest of them was really nice. I'm just gonna say this. You know who was particularly stylish? Mana-san. Mana-san was so stylish. Like I was not expecting this. Mana is stylish as hell. Mana is so stylish. So stylish. Genuinely so stylish. I guess if I had to, like, after being able to meet most of them, because I didn't get to meet Kagetsu, unfortunately, but Usami and Ittetsu are fucking hilarious. And you know what's really funny too? All of them are exactly how you'd expect. I feel like they're all so perfect. Low key, I'm not gonna lie to you, all the heroes are kind of crazy for that. I feel like every single hero is exactly as they are in person as they are on screen. They're exactly the same. I feel like that's the same for like everyone. They all fit the vibes of how their model looks, and they all like are the same. Like they give the same vibe. Which one has the best drip? Mana without a doubt. Mana without a doubt. It's not even a competition. Is Usami the biggest? Usami's pretty huge. Here's the other thing I think that's important to understand. If you're expecting genuine descriptions of like people physically, I think you need to like cut that out. I'm not gonna do that here. I'm gonna tell you what they look like, and I'm gonna tell you what you see. I feel like you gotta understand this. I'm gonna answer these questions the exact same way as when you ask me about myself. Motherfuckers are gonna be like, do you have tattoos? How about piercings? Yes. Yes, bitch. You see me. Look at me. I'm right here. What color's your hair, Croshi? Look at my hair. It's purple, blonde, and it's black. What are you wearing right now? I wear the same shit every day. I'm a fucking cartoon character.